Okay, hey guys, we're back with my friends from Chicago. This is Brian, and this is Darren. Hey guys, welcome to Porco.
This is just like iCarly.
It is. Yeah. It really is. It's very much like iCarly. So what we're doing tonight is we're going to talk about a couple of the experiences we've had. I think if you watched the last episode, we kind of got into this thing called EJ Cars, which is just a scooter rally that happened outside of Chicago. And
you know what, let's call it what it is. It's Slaughterhouse, which is happening every Labor Day weekend in Chicago, and I hope you'll join us.
That's right, Slaughterhouse.
Still.
How many years?
This year is 27. Yep, yes. 27th year.
And it's always Labor Day weekend.
27th Labor Day weekend.
Because we haven't learned any better.
Yeah.
I think when it started, that was before my time, but I believe your quote was, none of us had kids or jobs that mattered. So it was convenient.
Yeah. And we thought it would be funny if we got to Slaughterhouse 5.
Right, because that would make perfect sense. Would you tell the folks a little bit about the name of the club?
Well, the club, that was the second to last scooter club, which was our slogan in Latin, which I don't remember the actual Latin, was worse than most, better than you, which was a pretty good slogan.
It's a pretty good slogan. Yeah. And there was so much drama in those days, that we were young enough that people couldn't keep their hands off of each other's property or their girlfriends or their wives. And in any community, there'll always be trouble. There'll always be drama. There'll always be shenanigans in any club environment, no matter what it is.
Clubs are for baby seals.
That's exactly. Glad you said it.
And we're offending others now.
And now, that's World Wildlife Fund just blacklisted us. We've just been canceled by the baby seal people.
Yes.
So yeah, and it was pretty wild. And these rallies, we would sometimes go to 15, 18 rallies in a year because we didn't have jobs that were so important we couldn't leave them. And that was a big part of it. And we were willing to travel long distances to see our friends. And that's kind of how you build those friendships.
And beer's cheaper in Canada.
Beer's way cheaper in Canada. And everything was like rowdy in Canada at the time. We could just get away with murder.
Still pretty rowdy in Canada.
It is, yeah. It was kooky. And our Canadian friends have become friends for life as well.
Oh, yes.
We were talking to our friend about one of our friends had brought some drugs to the rally. Yeah, and or what were allegedly drugs, if you ask Brian.
I mean, this is a specific example.
This is a very specific example.
Okay.
A particular, I would like to call it Dave's Big Deluxe example, because we're not going to use his name, but it was Dave's Big Deluxe example of bringing drugs to a party.
Dave might also have aspirations of public office.
Public office as well, but I don't know if the deluxe part of him will.
No.
So we'll see. But so yeah,
it'll take a lot of Google searching.
It will take a lot of Google searching to figure that one out. So
a lot of Wendy's.
A lot of Wendy's as well. Dave Thomas has never been so besmirched. You mean Dave Thomas brought drugs to a scooter rally? That seems so unlike him and his adopted children. So, but Wendy was there and she was great.
Yeah, okay.
It was cool.
Anyway,
so he came out and he had distributed the drugs he brought to all of us. And the strangest thing was when we found out that you might be
immune to drugs.
Could be. Because I was not immune to the drugs.
Maybe I'm just always on drugs. And
that's like the people that have fun taking Adderall.
Yeah.
And then somebody who actually needs Adderall takes it and goes like, well, I guess now I know that I've had a problem.
Yes.
I took this
fun.
thinking, yes. Exactly, right.
Do you have some?
Well, no.
I was standing outside of a bar at a scooter rally at like 10:30 p.m. on a Saturday, and I yawned because this was day 2 of. First, I'd ridden 300-400 miles.
Right. First, you spent 3 months organizing it.
No, this was not our scooter rally. Right. This was one 300 or 400 miles away from Chicago that I'd ridden a scooter to.
Right.
The day before, stayed up all night partying with friends.
Right.
Don't
rode around all day, partied all night, and it's 10:30, and I yawned, and one of our friends.
Yeah.
I don't know what statutes of limitations are.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Yeah.
This person just goes, you want an Adderall?
Yeah, I just offered some pharmaceutical assistance.
As you do, you share.
Can we play 20 questions on the podcast?
No.
I was like, no thanks, I'm good. Because I would like to sleep tonight.
Yeah.
So when it's time.
This event had happened, and because the thing's a giant field, it's a giant open area, we're all riding bikes around like savages and idiots. And there was this big-ass rivalry at the time going on between one of our clubs, which is called the Jedi Knights, and another club, which was called the Stormtroopers. The Stormtrooper Club was invented basically just to screw around with the Jedi Knights. And I was helping out, I was kind of running the Stormtroopers Club at the time. And the Jedi Knights were very proud of a flag that they had made out of like an old Esso flag or some sort, and sort of sewed it all together, and it was a big Jedi flag. They had it strung up the flagpole. And I had kind of set up a prank, and I distributed to all the stormtroopers patches that were clearly made of that flag that said Stormtrooper Scooter Club on it, gave them to all my friends, we put them on our jackets, and then proceeded to hang her out among the Jedis, and they looked out and realized their flag had been stolen. And they immediately put 2 and 2 together incorrectly, that we had stolen their flag and rat-fucked their colors and cut them up and sewed them onto our jackets in like an hour.
God, what was wrong with us?
I know. Well, that turned into, there are fun and games, my friend, but you've damaged our property and rat-fucked our colors. And that was the perfect time to be rolling on ecstasy, because what happened was a chase that would have made Benny Hill proud. I mean, if you'd have had Yakety Sax playing in the background, it would have been perfect. And I was running at full chat. And this was before I blew my leg up, so I was quite a runner. And I looked behind me, and Adam Bedell, who's big, and you wouldn't think of as being fast,
Nope.
was like, he had target lock on me.
It's the dreadlocks.
It must be. And I couldn't lose him. And I'm doing evasive moves, spinny, turny, everything, nothing. And he was on me like white on rice. Couldn't get away from him.
Did you make fun of John Mellencamp?
Well, I might have, because that might have been a problem. There was no political utterances, but the fact that I had the patch. And what had happened was one of these Jedi had seen the patch on a stormtrooper's jacket and yoinked it off. And I said, well, I want to find out which one of my stormtroopers let you get his patch. The names are on the back of them. And he holds the patch out, and I yoinked it back from him, and that was when the chase ensued. So I didn't know there were like 18 fucking Jedi there. I thought there was like 4.
There were always 18 Jedi there.
What the shit?
They're everywhere.
And it turned into a major fracas.
You know I'm a Jedi, right?
Are you a Jedi?
I'm a Jedi.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yep.
How do we not know this? Oh,
they
my
didn't
God.
publicize it much.
They didn't?
No.
Not my chapter, not my monkeys, So we did have this problem, and then the problem never chilled out. Like, it never became, okay, that's cool. And it just got getting to the point where people were talking about beating each other up. And we had to come clean. So we got the Jedi all together, and they weren't cool. Our buddy Scotty was like, man, I thought we were tight. Like, we thought we were friends. This is it. This is the end of our relationship over a flag some idiot made, right? And then we gave them their flag back unmolested and everything else, and they got to put it back up like the idiots they are. Well, yeah. Anyway, and everything was fine and good again, but I was still off my mind on drugs. Why did Grace keep fucking with me?
Because it was hilarious.
It
was hilarious.
Because why not?
Phil was all, doing like the cool, like, I don't know, like.
I was in a kneeling position.
Stance,
I had taken a knee. I'd taken a knee.
Like kneeling down on 2 of a fire, talking and everything. And Grace just kept walking up behind him with like one. Oh my God, it was so funny.
She did it 19 times. The first 2 or 3 times, I was like, yeah, that's cute. That's great. But there wasn't any place to sit. So I had to take a knee. And I took a knee, and every time I would just kind of get into being in the thing again, I got just the whole world went sideways. And it takes a minute to figure that out when you're not in your head completely. It's a good time, though. But why didn't yours work?
My drugs?
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe I sweat on it too much in my hand or something. I don't know.
Might have been it. But we lost people in the cornfield.
I think Dave just totally ripped me off. Well, the cornfield's funny. This is maybe nothing anyone would care about, but if Gome's listening, and I bet he is.
And I bet he is.
We all went out in the cornfield and smoked a bunch of pot, and Gome, who would have really enjoyed being there, had no idea what was happening, and I still pretty much bring that up every time I talk
just to make sure he feels like he wasn't part of the action. And the themes...
There's nothing like feeling left out 20 years
20 years later. The themes of motor scooter rallies are kind of silly. They're very creative. Our people are very creative people. The one was kicked out of the Weeblos.
Yep. After the Queer song.
Yep, exactly. Kicked out of the Weeblos. So we ran with that shit. I mean, people went to the thrift store and went whole hog. There are cities that still don't have Boy Scout chapters right now because of what we did that year.
We're really showing those motorcycle guys what's what, right?
We were. They in the first year they were intimidated. The second year they came out and we looked like we were geared up for a pedophile convention that never happened. But they brought out a straight up Pinewood Derby track, not a fake one, a real one. And dudes all built cars, like Pinewood Derby cars. And some of them were just like hastily assembled out of a kit they bought that minute.
And some of them had like Polini electronic ignitions.
Yep. Some of them did have, yeah. And one of them was just a trailer hitch
Oh, that's right. That was good.
The other one was just
then Michael Signorella
a can of oil.
Michael Signorella made two, and one of them was like this perfect Big Daddy Roth
Yes,
thing.
it was a $900.
And then the other one was like it looked like a plastic. It was carved out of wood and painted, but it looked like a plastic log with wheels.
It did. And it was
that was about the coolest looking thing.
Yeah, it was a good time. So we're not just bad. We're not just savages. We know what we're doing. Yeah. And then we decided to have our friend Jack, last name will be withheld,
Yes.
has a problem with fiery hot sauces. Like there was this challenge of the worst hot sauces, and then they made a Gymkhana course. Now Gymkhaners isn't a guy who plays tennis in Canada. Gymkhana is a thing where you go out and you ride your motorcycle or scooter through an obstacle course made by the dumbest person there who has never ridden a bike, obviously. And you got to do ziggy-zaggy over a bridge thing, over like a teeter-totter or some kind of a jump, drink something awful, do a lap, come back.
People throw stuff at you.
Yeah, execute a small child.
Slalom around some
slalom,
stuff,
slalom, fall.
Gets wet sponges thrown at you.
Yeah, it's always awful. And it's like the challenge is to make a slalom that basically hurts the person and damages the bike. And then you're cool. And so this year, though, they had said, drink this stuff, this hot sauce. But it wasn't
they
from...
paid to sponsor, so let's just say Dave's Insanity Sauce.
Thank you. Right. It wasn't from this planet.
They were a good sponsor for several years.
And this one fella that wasn't in our group, he's a very big fella of the biker persuasion. And he went out and bought a small 2-stroke scooter, like a Chinese stand-up scooter.
Like a push scooter with a motor.
Yeah, so he could play with us and frolic. And he was moneyed.
He was bike curious.
He was bike curious. He was. And he had a Humvee, like he had a Hummer or something. He had big money. And he showed up with that thing and he's like, I'm going to do whatever you guys do. And he had big Santa Claus beard and the whole thing. And then he came up to the starting line and he was getting ready to do the Gymkhana. And we'd seen this Gymkhana kill 3 or 4 bikes already and hurt people. And he took that shot of Dave's Insanity Sauce and he was like, it's no big deal. And he took off. And at about the 15-second point, he wasn't even a fucking human anymore.
Yeah, he just went down like I don't know what goes down.
He went down like a redwood, and then many people helped him get up again. And then he sallied forth, and he was engaged in victory or death mode. And at some point, he crashed into the porta potties, and then was just leaning against the porta potty, just projectile vomiting everything he'd ever eaten. And his friends were like, "No, we're not playing with these kids. Yeah, this is not cool anymore. They just killed one of us. And we should probably just leave them the fuck alone." It was a pretty good time. That was fun. Anything else on that one?
On this, the other one? Yeah. That's pretty much
That's pretty good. And then I did a naked ride with Kim Stewart. We rode around about 2 miles, got to a bar. We said we were going to ride around the bar naked until the people in the bar came out. The thing was bad timing. It was like closing time and they're all coming out anyway. So we made like one lap and 18 people came out. There's only 2 cars there. 18 people showed up. And
Still
they were
trying
like,
to figure that one out.
Yeah, and they're like yelling. Well, I think they carpooled.
Could be.
Yeah, and Kim was like, this is great. And I was like, no, they're going in to get things to throw at us. And because they couldn't have our fun, they wanted to make us die. Right. And then we jumped on the bike and hauled ass back to the campsite where it was safe. And again, I will say that our group of idiots, we will leave a town or a village where they have safety and law enforcement in mind, and we will leave there to get back to the safety of our rally site, where we've seen helicopters come and pick up our friends and take them to the hospital. Mm-hmm. The safety of the rally site.
And then people show up and they're like, it was the guy in the bomber jacket with like his head shaved.
Yeah,
and we're like,
guy real short hair, red boots, bomber jacket, bleached out jeans. Yeah, that's like 93% of us all here. We all have the same uniform. It's weird. It's kind of
How many people are wearing Adidas right now?
All of us.
No.
Yeah. I am. Yeah, I am. But 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
I started buying Diadoras just to
just to freak it out. You're a linguist again. I thought that was pretty good. That was the second. That was another Slaughterhouse, epic Slaughterhouse event. Darren, what was your favorite Slaughterhouse?
Well, I don't know if I have a favorite one. There have been lots of great events out of several Slaughterhouses. Mm-hmm. Some of the city rallies, we've gotten up to some pretty.
What's the name of the bar that you guys kept closing the street down in front of that bar?
The Hideout.
The Hideout?
The Hideout, yeah.
What?
We don't really have to close the street down because it's in the middle of like a bunch of abandoned warehouses.
Well, that's all changing. Yeah, that's the
but the
changing now. But yeah,
when
we were able to
at this rally, it's just like, oh, okay, well now this road belongs to us, and then it just turns into wheelie competitions, left and right, center, the entire thing, and we just own it.
And the Jedi's pull out lightsabers and start jousting.
That's true. It happens all the time. I can guarantee that's going to happen. That's pretty good. That's pretty solid.
Yeah. I mean, we've played tag with the cops on the group ride a bunch of times.
Do you remember the time we DJ'd at at Cobra. You and I were DJing.
Oh yeah.
And that drunk woman.
That was our Sweet 16
Can
party.
Can you name the 6 songs she asked us to play?
You have a picture of it.
I have a picture. There's 30, 40 people dancing, maybe 100 people there, and this woman's trying to keep the party going. Brought us a list. One of them was Rocky Raccoon.
Oh my God!
You were playing Rocky Raccoon.
Way to kill the room.
It was about a block away from where.
But she was
there was
with
a
us.
music festival going on.
She was the wife of one of our friends. So it wasn't like she came from.
Yes, but we started getting people influxing from there, which is fun. There's another year where we started out that Friday night meeting up at a club on that street again about a block away from where this music festival is. And we're leaving the whole big group ride to go to a different place, roundabout through the city, see the sights, and everybody's getting their bikes started up, revving up. There's a big cloud of 2-stroke smoke in the street, and you look down the street, and there's just this crowd of a wall of like
Jamiroquai fans,
festival people,
festival people.
Walking down for their bars afterwards, and we're just like, I'm glad we're fucking off right now.
Yeah, this is a good time to go away. What was I recall a perfect cover of the Go-Go's Vacation.
Yeah, that was at the flooded one.
Yeah.
That was the first time I ever did karaoke, and I think a lot of us ever did karaoke. Because it was raining so hard, we went to a bar, which was called Meatballs, out wherever we were. And they had karaoke, and there were maybe 5 or 6 of us.
Yeah, there were about 15 locals or 20 locals in there, which we proceeded to take over.
Right.
But I didn't know you had the pipes on you.
Neither did I.
And the moves, too, because you had the choreography down to the beat. It was pretty...
I can do it. I can do it right here. Fire it up.
If we have to, we can turn that. We can throw that switch. Again, find some friends. Get into something cool.
Or not so cool.
Or not so cool. You know what? I've heard
the less cool, the better, man.
That's what I'm going to say.
I'm getting into like printing now. Man, printing people. Yeah.
Right. I'm going to do decoy ducks.
It's the same ridiculous crap. There's the same weirdos. There's the same annoying people on the lists. There's the same Facebook groups. There's the same, everything. The same old timers that keep telling you what to do, and the young.
Do they make fun of the new printing presses?
Oh yeah, it's exactly the same thing. It's hilarious.
I mean, luckily I'm into ska, so that'll never be cool.
No, you're safe. That's it. Sleepy's back there just rollicking.
5, 6, 7 more waves, and you'll be good.
Exactly. We'll give a few more waves of ska, and it'll all just come back. I promise you. It'll be geriatric ska. With the walkers, it kind of is already.
Some bands.
I've seen at least 3 or 4 80 something year old ska performers.
We've gone to
the better ska shows I've been to.
Festivals where they wheel the guy out and prop him up behind a piano or behind a microphone, and he's just like the top part of him's having a show.
And those are the best shows.
It is the best. So that's it, guys. So that was another. Come on. Moto Stories with Unkie Phil. This is what we do. We have friends. We bring them in. We aim a camera at them. It's cool.
My kids and my whole family hate Unkie. You got to lose that.
Yeah, well, that's
another thing. It makes us all
thing.
really uncomfortable.
That's why it's there.
Because they think of you as their uncle, and when you say Unkie, it just creeps us all out.
Now we understand. That's exactly right. Now your family has a lot to do with my family because they feel the exact same way. I assure you, they feel exactly the same way. So with that, you guys want to pay attention to the next one because then we're going to talk about Chattanooga. Because that's a code. That was like one of those things when you say Chattanooga, I was like, oh, Chattanooga. Yeah, okay. Yes. We'll talk about Chattanooga because that needs to be talked about as well. And we might have some other tasty tidbits for you as well. So remember, folks, it's Moto Stories with Unkie Phil. You can find it. They'll probably put a link up here somewhere. Moto Stories with Unkie Phil at gmail.com. It'll be up there, right there. That's where Steve puts it. Right there. Yeah. And it goes right across there. Very good. So remember to ride fast and take chances. Press the right button, Steve. Get us out of here.